Men going their own way has nothing to do with thuggery. It's about males who reject traditionalist and feminist ideologies, who try to oppress men's quality of life by pre-assigning roles to men as though they are just drones. Men going their own way is the red pill which forms part of men becoming free from just being drones. Some men were so far deep in the hole of the blue pill that one can understand the angst and other experiences they are recovering from. Feminists had inherently a misandric approach, which became more apparent as time went on. Feminists justified their cause for equal rights in the early days, and over the years till now, are trying to tip the balance of legislation in their favor heavily, as well as the social political balance. As for the traditionalist ideology, it appears that it stems from a consumerist residue, where the institutions behind it are trying to create unnecessary demand for products that society has hardly a use for. Along with this is a fabrication of certain insidious men and women over time as a social control through guilt. Mr. E, while trying to throw various isms at men going their own way, it shows that he is just a white knight out for a pat on the back, like some Facebook junkie is out for a few likes. One ism that he has misinterpreted is narcissism in the 7th paragraph of his article. Essentially, narcissism is the abnormal and unreasonable disregard for other people. Men going their own way, as advocated by Barbarossa, in my opinion, is that if men are with a woman in any sort of way, to have regard for their own values, and that if the woman is not respecting those values, then it's up to the men to decide how much contact they like to have with the woman, if any at all. If anything at all, let's say that it serves as a defense for narcissism. In my opinion, men going their own way recognizes a certain type of woman that likes to trade up and keep up with the Joneses when it comes to relationships. As I found more recently, some types of women can make okay as friends, and when it comes to relationships, they are a completely different person. For example, I was having lunch with a friend from university, and the topic was brought up how men and women relate to each other and how they go about in their relationships. And I was asked by this female friend of mine, what would I get for my girlfriend's birthday? Assume that I had a girlfriend. I told her, look, in my opinion, I'll just get her a card for her birthday and just take her out somewhere, for a walk or some place we can really enjoy our company. Of course, that friend of mine wasn't happy with that type of suggestion. She objected that I'm not showing what my girlfriend is going to be worth, and that in her opinion, in her mind, is that people show their own values, how they value each other through cash. So depending on how much money one spends on another person, that's how much they are worth. Of course, I objected to this, and I disagree with this completely. Basically, I told her that this idea of throwing money at someone to show how much they're worth and just to keep them around, which, by the way, she said that if a certain person does not spend a certain amount of money on her, that she will leave them,
I then went on to say that how is that different from a stripper? How's that even different? How different is that? Anyway, Mr. E, with his article, attempts to make men going their own way an unholy alliance of men, and advocates an excommunication of such men from the social political scene. He tries to associate men going their own way with a traditional American taboo, being communism, since he rejects the current social and cultural system. What he does not realize is that whether it was the monarchy in France or the monarchy in Russia, people are going to rebel and uphold their own unique and just system, which has been called for time after time after time.